So what inspired you when you wrote this record? I mean, was it specific music things? Was it things in your life? I mean, what is it that you took to actually putting these songs together and putting them down as tracks?
So much.
Let it rip, man.
So much. There was a ton of inspiration going on, and I think that it's a combination of things that have to sort of happen simultaneously. Like, it kind of starts with the hard work. You know, I really picture Flea at his house working his ass off, you know, playing bass guitar, learning how to play piano, playing the trumpet, you know, being good to himself, and just putting himself in a position where ideas and energy and concepts and sort of spiritual musical information is free to come to him because he's available for it. And he also gets up and he's kind of a disciplined musician where he puts in the hours. So that's in Malibu. Then across the city you have John kind of, you know, doing his mad scientist thing where he's also incredibly disciplined, and he wakes up and instead of, you know, doing something else, he picks up a guitar and he sits down and he starts to play and practice and do scales and listen to records and learn John Coltrane solos and get ideas, and also become kind of spiritually fit so that he can listen to all that there is to listen to in this universe and turn that into, you know, chord changes or rhythms or weird notes that he wants to bring into band practice, into rehearsal, into this little writing space we have in the valley. And all of these things are kind of going on in their separate areas, and then we all kind of come together and we bring this energy and this desire to create music as a band. For me, when I listen to my band play, when I listen to them improvise and just kind of be spontaneous people with music, it really triggers ideas and thoughts and melodies and lyrics, and all I have to do is listen to them, and it's like these things are shooting off of them into my head, and I can record them and I can write them down, and then I can go flesh them out and kind of meditate on them and see what there really is to say. And all of those elements were firing on maximum cylinder.
You know, I mean, Anthony basically said it. It's just, it's like if you got to deal with nature, you know, and it's like what the dynamics of our relationships going to be, or the dynamics of ourselves, whether we're ready in our lives to really put in all that work. But the bottom line is, like, when nature comes along and it gives you a big, huge wave, if you haven't done the footwork and the work and be ready to surf it when it comes and get on that wave and ride, you're not going to be able to do it, you know. And we just try to do everything we can so when, like, nature serves up the big humdinger to get on and you know, do the magic, that we're ready to do it. And because we were ready to do it, it wasn't hard, it was easy, you know. We just had to be there and let it flow through, you know. I mean, God is always there, but you got to do the footwork and be ready to let the energy flow through you.
I have tried to ride the wave when I hadn't done the footwork. I got hurt.
Yeah, you can get hurt.
I got hurt. I got crushed like a little pile being driven into the ocean floor.
That's harsh.
It was harsh. My knee swelled up like a nuclear grapefruit.
The time you got sucked back at Big Sur?
Sucked back.
I saw that. It was the craziest looking thing I ever saw.
The wipeout of the day.
I watched him like be like a little rag doll.
I got applauded by people who had done the footwork. They're like, "Yep, oh yeah, that's the guy going to take the wipeout of the day."
Oh,
right
there you go.
Just got smacked around, huh?
I was sitting on the beach watching that one.